We are back out at Gilman.
Holy shit.
Doing a night run this time.
Look at that.
Set a timer on your phone. Just got past security. My sock broke a hole through it. Not optimal, but I just flipped it around so the hole's on the other side now. So, should be good, but I already started a blister. We're still pretty close to security, so I don't want to flash the light everywhere.
As we approached, we found security. They had everything lit up, so I snuck by and took a peek in, and they weren't in there. So we made our way up over to the entrance of the mine. Mining started here in the late 1800s. People came for gold and silver, but what made this place valuable was the zinc, along with lead and copper. Once they realized how much was there, it turned into a serious operation. Zinc was the main resource. It was also used to protect steel from rust, so it was in really high demand. The tunnel, layout, and structure were all built around moving as much material in and out as possible.
the profit that way.
At its peak, Gilman was a full town. Workers and families lived here, and everything revolved around the mine. Conditions down here were really rough. There's really tight spaces, unstable rock, low visibility. Once you were deep inside, getting out wasn't quick or easy. You had to be constantly aware.
On it.
mine didn't close because the resources ran out. It shut down due to environmental damage. Waste from the operation contaminated the surrounding area. In the 1980s, it was declared a Superfund site and operations stopped. Because of the super sudden stop, a lot of the stuff is left exactly how it was. Other than some people visiting every once in a while, almost everything here is completely untouched from how it was operating. They didn't try to take anything out, take any equipment out. Kind of just left it here because deep in the mountains, if you took it out, couldn't put it anywhere. Now it's abandoned. Structures and tunnels are still here, but nothing is active. Most of it has just been left how it was. What's left of the place that used to run constantly, now completely quiet. Everything down here had a purpose, now it doesn't.
Just finished climbing down the mountain from the mine entrance. It was harder to get down than get up. Oh shit. It's all icy and stuff. Gotta be careful. It was harder to get down than to get up, but it was good. We're going into the tunnel now. Okay. Giant tunnel. Catch you guys in a bit. Just taking a quick break. We're like a fourth of the way back, maybe. It's a long hike. I think to where the car is, to where we parked, it's like a 10-mile hike. But it's not horrible because it's a lot of like train track and shit. And then it's a lot of road. So we're not really going through a lot of like woods at all. Like actually there's like no woods at all. So that makes it easier, but it's currently like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm getting pretty tired. I think the game plan is we get back to the car, get eat a little bit, and then we didn't bring any tents or anything, so I'm just gonna sleep in the car. But I might drive into town first. It's like 30 minutes away, 40 minutes away. Might drive into town, find a safe place to park, and just sleep, not set an alarm or nothing, and just wake up. Feel like shit, but feel great at the same time. I'm very glad that the moon's out this time. My phone camera can't really pick it up, but I don't need a light to see, you know? Which that's the real lesson. I'm really glad that it was a full moon tonight. I didn't even plan that. I didn't realize it till we were already out here and it got dark, but that's making things so much easier. I don't have to worry about using my headlamp battery or anything. Security's iffy out here, you know. Like out where we're at, you can do whatever you want, really. You could yell if you want. It's just the woods, just the forest. But as you get closer, and my experience, they do 3 check-ins a day, and they're random. They don't schedule a time that they drive down in their truck to the lower area. I haven't even been up to the actual town, and the top factories. I've only been down to the lower factory and mines. Today we just went to the mines. We were looking for that mine opening that I researched for, and I was surprised we found it so fast. I was going off of hints off one video I saw, and it was pretty sketchy climb up. It was very slippery, rock slidey, like sliding down and stuff. But we got through. We explored the mine for about 17 minutes. I had my buddy keep track on his watch how long we were in there. I did forget the gas monitor in the car, but I didn't want to turn around, you know, having it right there. But I could tell once we got pretty deep into it that I was getting gassed. There's an old rule that I came across that is you should do simple math in your head and out loud. And once you start to struggle with that, then you got to turn around because the oxygen's getting low. You're not able to comprehend things well. And I didn't even notice it while I was in there, but once we got out, even it took me like 5 minutes. I got so much more clarity once we got out. So that was a pretty big reality shock. That shit's real. It's gonna bring the gas monitor back again. We're gonna find a different mine entrance that through a different method of research using mining surveys, geolocation fucking pinpoints that actual licensed surveyors go out and do in the state of Colorado. And I found a way to read it and filter through, because the main issue was when you first look at the map, it has a bunch of points of all kinds of different things. They don't just survey like audit openings. They also survey mine dumps, pools, just basically anything mining related. And it goes really in depth, they record that and they put it on the map. So there is thousands of these points all over the mountains of Colorado, and it felt impossible to filter through. I couldn't find a single one that was just an audit opening. And then when I did, it has a description and everything. It would say like it's collapsed or it's filled in. So there was no real documentation on how to use the map, or at least very clear documentation. So I just messed around with it for like a week straight, and I figured out how to set attributes just to filter out what type of points you want. So what I had to do is put deterrent type. I had to filter out like locked gate, blah, blah, blah. And then for deterrent condition, I put, because there's different like ways to explain like different filters and stuff, I put, what was it? Ineffective. I put ineffective, or none. So it was ineffective or none. So that would show all the maps. So that would show all the maps, all the points on the map that had an audit opening, that either it had no deterrent type or its deterrent type was ineffective, which is like a broken door or just a sign or something like that. So that way I was able to find a bunch of points. And there was only one, and the updated one, there was only 1 point over here in Gilman by Eagle Mine. It's actually further past the mine, like the main factories and stuff. So we're gonna try to check that out tomorrow. See if that's effective, because there's a bunch of points closer to Boulder in Boulder County. And some of them include pictures too. But another thing I did run into reading a lot of the documentation is, while they do give you like latitude and longitude, there's a way you can get latitude and longitude out of the points. You kind of have to mess around with it. They don't make it easy. It does have a discrepancy, like it has a certain range where that GPS location, where it could be, you know. And it's kind of a big range. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but it was a fairly big range. So we're gonna test that out, see how hard it is to find those. Like I said, some of them have pictures, some of them don't. The one by Gilman did not at the time of me looking at it. And most of the pictures are fairly old. I don't think this is a funded program anymore, because it hasn't been updated in a long time. So we're gonna test that out tomorrow. Hopefully, if we're feeling up to it. Right now I'm just focusing, trying to get back to the car. Talking helps me through it. Just keep myself awake. Other than that, I'll make an update as we get to the car. We're getting pretty close. We just reached our first landmark. So I'll see you guys in a bit. We're taking a quick break, because after this bridge it's just road, straight road. So there's no more breaks after that. So we're gonna sit here for 5 minutes, not too long. Gotta stay warm. It's just straight to the car. I believe it's about 7 miles from here. It's like 5 to 7 miles to the car. Should be easy. It's just road. There's a little bit of elevation, but we'll get through it. Next morning, just made some food. I was just chilling. Just bus stop. Have some food going. I'm waiting for it to
now. Don't really know what the game plan is today.